Hey, how's it going? This is decemberscalm here from the TeamLiquid.net forum, bringing you another Starbow match. This time we've got a replay from Xiphias. I think that is how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. And on the top left we do have, indeed, Xiphias playing with hook all times. He's a pretty good toss. I like him. And on the bottom right we have our master, Danko, red Zerg guy. Alright, so both these players just starting out, and we are on destination. Generally, the easiest map for toss to do any sort of early aggression, because it is a relatively short rush duration, so keep that in mind. Have not seen anything but like the first 10 minutes of the game, and I will leave it at that. If you notice, we've got your big ol' main, as usual. These little 3 minerals that you can grab 3 workers and actually do something about it, but generally that's harder to do, and just 1 pylon here fixes that problem. And then you do have two fairly generously sized bridges. In Brood War, this was not exactly how these bridges operated, because like you would have like Hydras struggling to get through this tiny bridge over here. These are a little bit bigger, so generally going FFE, or FE with your Forge pylon wall is an incredible pain. Generally what I see most people do is get your pylon like started here or something, or like, start your pylon here, get your Forge, get your gateway, and just have your Nexus as part of your wall, and that's a really cute way to do it. And it looks like Xiphias is just going to try to cover all these bridges, which is probably more dangerous because he's going to have so much infrastructure on this bridge, and it's a pain. It's destination. I'm right now testing a change to this map to where there just be a 6x6 destructible rock here, and that changes it quite a bit. So he is getting the FE. And meanwhile, Danko getting his gas quite early, not going for the eco play, so he might be going for early Zergling aggression or early Hydra bust. Definitely both possible in this map, both strong builds in this map, especially because he is seeing his opponent just going for that straightaway early Nexus. So that could be quite strong, get some good pressure off that. Xiphias getting his gas pretty early, it's pretty standard right there. And Danko, his hatch is about to pop. Now he's about to have more larvae to use. And his queen finishing nicely. Oh, and he canceled that Hydralisk Den, replanting it just out of vision, so he does not know the Hydra bus is coming. So it is going to be a Hydra bust very shortly, but that was a slightly delayed Hydra bust. So we'll see how that pans out. Overlord scooting away, red health, hovering over Photon Cannon, not the place where he wants to be. And the Cybernetic score, so he is going for the tech play. Doesn't know what's going on, should suspect something, seeing that gas. And Danko getting the Hydrostin about to finish. And we do see a proxy pylon for Xiphias. It's going to come in handy later on in the match. DTs warping in everywhere. I love it. Alright, so we do have Xiphias getting his economy up. We see 5 Hydras in production and 21 to 16 Harvesters. So Danko's economy going to be a little bit stagnant, but look at this. All the infrastructure, including this very, very exposed pylon. That is pretty worrisome. And then we do have a single Sucker and a single Zealot versus the now moving up 4 Zerglings. They won't matter too much. We do have an additional, so 5 Hydras in total with another one on the tail end of that. And good job by Danko being active with his Zerglings and actually catching all these pylons that he's hiding around the map everywhere. Sans this one. And here comes the bust. 2 cannons down. He saw what was coming. The cannons were down a little bit too late, so he's going to be able to work on that. That's going to need a cancel. And it's on faster, it just feels so slow. I feel like I'm in slow motion for some reason. I don't know. Alright, so we do have that cannon's gonna get cancelled too. So his buildings are all going to be exposed. The Hydralisks do have 5 range. Our cannons do have 7. A little bit of a miserror for that pathing. Blizzard AI pathing. It's not perfect. Ah. Whatever. Ah, the forge went down, so no more cannons coming up, but 2 cannons. Generally, you'd want to throw down 3 cannons, and then you can chrono boost them, and you're perfectly fine. Or at least that was the Brood War deal. You would put down 3 cannons. No, that was the Sarah Reaver build. You would do that if you saw Hydra Bus coming. What am I talking about? Anyways, we've got 2 gates, and let's see over here. We do have Storm, not quite researching. We do have some Stalkers, chrono boosted, and another 2 gates. And here comes the chrono, almost finishing that cannon. He's going to pick it off, but there's still 1 cannon behind the pylon. And 2, he could actually pick this pylon off and unpower everything over here. But that would be a little risky. We do have Danko getting 4 bases. He's going to have so much lever. He's absolutely not even going to need to inject at this point. If we look at the income tab, barely on even worker count, and just the Hydra Bus is really just pressure at this point. It's not actually going to bust anything from appearances, because he does have a relatively safe worker stalker count plus the cannon that can put it down a lot of DPS with that chrono boost. So it looks like, yeah, he's still maintaining Hydralisk production. I'm a little worried because tech is going to come out. That needs to hit as hard as possible as soon as possible. So he's trying to poke in a little bit of random angles. And oh, there's a pylon down, so 1. Oh, and barely finished, almost finished. Xiphias overextending. You want the range. You want the range. No duality charge. Okay, so they're the same range, but still, you don't want to be right up next to the higher unit count. You want the minimal amount of your units being exposed to the Hydralisks. And we do have this. What do we have going on? Oh, that was the icon change. Warp Gate is actually about to finish. We do have this pylon still in the field. So their pylon just popped and immediately queuing up that duality charge. I love it. Smooth play from Xiphias. He knows what he wants to do. And what do we have warping in? 2 DTs quickly went on the map. Production tab is kind of useless with warp gates. And that's 1 worker. Alright. And oh, the Hydra is about to hit. But they're going to catching a stalker and then quickly backing away. And the DT is going to be detected, but he's going to start losing drones. Is he going to lose the queen? Backs off the queen, and the spine crawler is being hit, so he's not actually microing the DT, so he's going to actually get the DT killed. And is that a cancel? Not a cancel, actually losing the money for that, but no problem. He just killed a DT instead of it killing his entire worker line. That would be a little traumatic. And popping 10 drones. So he's finally droning up, and that harassment actually, let's see how much damage it did. 8 workers killed in total by that small little DT force of 2 DTs. He does have the Overseer on both bases, and absolutely prepared for any sort of DT on the right side, as long as there's not like too many DTs. Those are pricey anyways. We do have 8 workers killed, so actually he had to pop out those drones quickly, re-get his drone saturation. And the Hydras, is he going to pull workers? Are there workers on the way? No, he's not going to mine that out. Xiphias would catch one of that really quickly too. He's got a pylon in just the right spot, and Xiphias having no clue all the Hydralisks are all over here. So, catching the anti-timing, Xiphias is moving out, not being funneled in by the Hydralisk concave. And, oh, the High Templar are out of position. They do have storms. Is he going to catch him? 1 storm, 2 storms. All of them are down to about 31 HP, have to run away. Oh, and at the tail end of the storm caught him too. Ooh, and charges out. Or at least it looks like charge. Pretty sure it's charge. Charge is increased movement speed. It's still called... Is it still called charge? I have no idea. You know, is the and they were regenning the HP so quickly on the creep. They didn't regen all the HP, but quite enough to actually start fighting. And with the Zealots and the Stalkers and another batch of Stalkers in play, Hydralisk Force is completely flanked. And the Zealots were absorbing most of the punishment from the Hydralisk's charge lots, demolishing the Hydras, really soaking up all the damage for the Stalkers to do the work. And that's a dead sunken colony. And what do we have on the field? Mainly just Hydralisk still. 6 Lings and 8 more Hydras in production. And he's going to need to get a critical mass before he can engage these Stalkers. Oh, and the drones. Xiphias not catching a favorable crescent. He's actually going to get some of... Oh, he actually got picked off by just having his army a little bit too disorganized. And that's 3 Templar warped in, so he's actually relying on warps. No, I guess we missed a little run by right there. Oh god, he's gonna catch the... Two High Templar goes down. Is it gonna be another? No, he's gonna back off for now. Knows a storm could pop out. Doesn't want to engage those cannons with the Hydras. And we do have the pylon being, quite frankly, ignored. DTs could warp out of there any second. How many warp gates is he using? He's using a lot of warp gates. It's inefficient, but it does let him be more active across the map. But in this case, you probably just want to warp these back to regular gates and get some more efficiency out of them. We do have the +1. Both of our players are on 1 weapons and 1 weapons. But the armor and the +2 is going to finish unless Xiphias dedicates a lot of chrono to that purpose. And oh, just don't do it! Don't do it, DT! It's not going to work! No! Run away! I already ran away. Oh, but there's the Overseer. Oh, and that actually drives me crazy, is you'll have your Hydralisk group on the same hotkey as your Overseer. I'm going to stop doing that entirely, because a lot of times it doesn't work. You have to click in the magic box to get the Overseer to make sure it's traveling with the Hydras. It can actually be like over here and traveling like along that way whenever you order your Hydras to move here, because the formation diameter is increased. So I'll have a Hydra group and I'll aim move it and be like, go kill those DTs, and the Hydra's like hovering over here. I'm like, where's the Overseer? It's above a cliff. What are you doing? Whatever. You just have to make sure you get your army grouped for that to not take effect. And I love Danko having 2 Lings. I love this play, just making sure there's no expansions coming out, catching any probes, forcing a Zealot to come actually clean those Zerglings up, and Xiphias getting a pretty scary army. Danko actually supply blocked, lost an Overlord at some point. We do have Blink coming out, Protoss weapons level 2, but it's going to hit a little bit before, and Zerg is going to engage with the +2 up. But that's a lot of Hydras, a lot of Zealots, and that's going to utterly demolish any sort of Hydra-heavy army at this point. And Danko is continually investing in these Hydralisks. I mean, he should, at this point, realize Storm and Charge Zealots and potentially Reavers are going to be out to deal with it. And here they come, just 2, so catching a few, and here's the critical mass. Storm gonna drop any second. Yeah, there's an immediate runaway. Not a high Templar count, just 2. But it is, they can actually cast 2. Or, no, it's 1 and then, like, 1 pretty shortly after that if you've got 150 energy. So, they're almost at 150 energy each. Oh my god, catching one of the HCs caught off guard. And there's a Storm in the middle of the units. But a quick runaway. Danko paying every bit of attention to his army and just going to roll over this Toss army with completely ineffectual storms and good dodges. So this army's going to be caught doing absolutely nothing, and 3 Zealots sent to their death. And that was actually a distraction. They're going to blink. They're going to blink. They have no high ground vision. Is he sending an observer anywhere? Oh, that's a lot of Archons right there. They're gonna blink. Nope. No Archon. No Observer to spot the high ground. That actually denies high ground vision right there. Oh, some more Zealots being given for free to this mass Hydra clump. Xiphias is going to need to sit back and get his army count up. And look, he's actually going to pop Reaver. The robotics bay is coming out, but Danko wisely moving into Adrenal Gland Lings, getting his Swarm Nest for the Swarm Guardian and the Dark Swarm, getting Plague, getting Carapace level 2. So his army will be well equipped to deal with any sort of high-tech play that comes out of Xiphias. So Danko in a phenomenal position, and Blinkstalker's actually coming back here, not actually being dealt with. Danko forgetting about it for a second, but cleaning it up relatively quickly. We do have 36 workers killed from all the damage that Xiphias has done at this point, but he is playing against Zerg, and Zerg can drone up quite quickly, and wow, that's a big clump of Lings on the top right, denying any fourth expansion coming out of Xiphias. And literally nothing being produced out of Xiphias. Xiphias, what are you doing, bro? There we go. There's something being produced. It's cannons and a pylon. Yeah. He's still using these warp gates, and they're just so efficient. He could have so much more of this money actually being liquidated into army count. And the Hydras are just going to crack this. And the cannons are not actually finished. 2 cannons in play. Oh, what is the response coming out of Xiphias? He's gonna... Oh god, he was actually fighting all the Lings over there, trying to drive him away. But the Hydra army... a High Templar gets us 2 storms off. It looks like 2 storms. And there's another storm. Oh, beautiful surround with the Zealots in combination with the storm. And the Lings are gonna run by, do what damage they can. Oh, the entire army of Danko got eliminated. Not the hugest deal in the world right now. Let's look at army supply. Yeah, we're going to see 15 more Hydras pop out immediately. Is he injecting? It does not appear so. Relying on... Yeah, he's injecting a little. Yeah, he's got actually double injects for both queens, so that's good. But he's actually going to repop pretty quickly, getting Lurker Tech. And he might... He's trying to take down the Robo Bay. All the Lings do get cleaned up. And in terms of economic damage, we do have... Oh, that was a lot of economic damage. Cleaned that base mineral line right up and actually did a lot of damage in here too. So we've got worker supply only down to 18. But Danko has been committing so heavily to production. And oh my god, DTs. As well as the DT harassment. And oh, just he's everywhere. Both players doing amazing damage to each other's economy. And that's absolutely what you want to see. You always want to be aggressive and find some way to hurt your opponent while being safe as you can as well. And we do have 4 lurkers. What do we have in the field in total? 24 Lings about to pop, and it's going to combo greatly with the Adrenal Glands coming up, or that just finished, and the +3 is on the way, and we do have +2 Carapace. What is our toss friend on? 0 armor! Oh god, the DPS of the Lings is going to be astronomically high against him. Oh, that could be a huge blunder. That could be a game-ending blunder. Oh man, because Ling DPS is already so sick, and if there's just no counter to their upgrades, and plus Adrenal Gland, oh god, and +3 is coming up, plus the Swarm Guardian, and Consume, I am a little scared for Xiphias. I mean, he does have an mostly melee army. The Archons, their splash will do damage, but I mean, their splash isn't that big right now. And the Storms and the Zealots are mainly going to do the damage if the Dark Swarm comes into play. And the Lings are... By the way, they're 50 HP. The Zealots do have +10 shield to compensate. And they're Zealots. They're amazing already. And Storm. Pretty good versus Lings. And do we have any sort of other Hive Tech units popping out? Looks like it's just going to be the Lurkers, which will do pretty well against the Mass Zealot Archon. Definitely favoring that. And we we do have Banelings in case he needs it if he sees too many Zealots pop. But I would like to see an Ultralist transition to really get some high-tech units on the field, but he just doesn't seem to have the gas to do it at the moment. I mean, he could probably be mining from this gas too, and then eventually take this base. Protoss has actually managed to get up this top right base with a lot of cannons. And a little bit of scouting, both players building up their respective armies. Danko going to bring in the pain with some Dark Swarm Ling attack. And losing the D-Flyers in the process, but he does get one Dark Swarm off. Oh, actually getting it feedback, so not able to get that off in time. And dancing around the Lings, but the storms are being pretty effectual. But overall, that's actually going to bust all the photon cannons. In comes the army. Can he get the base down in time? That's a lot of low HP Lings, but these are as high DPS as Lings as you can get them in Starbow right now. Minus throwing Frenzy on top. Oh god, I forgot about Frenzy. Ooh, but denying that fourth base is huge. Xiphias is really lowing on economy. He's actually only mining on practically one base. Yeah, that was in Frenzy. You know, Frenzy is actually a pretty visible skill. They're all like wispy and stuff. You'll know if units are frenzied. And look at this ball coming out of Danko. I mean, if he's going to win, he's going to need to be doing the sorts of counterattacks and flanks and just keep the Protoss ball off guard. Three Lings gonna... Oh god, last night I saw an entire army from Good Game burrow past a supply depot, and just an entire army of Zerg popped up at the mineral lines of both the main and the Nat. Pretty early on, like an extremely early burrow. It's quite amusing. And here comes the Lurkers. Where's detection out of P? Where's the observer? And he's actually gonna bust with the Hydras. Oh, good play by Xiphias. Respect that choke. Oh my god, all the Hydras. Yeah, Danko did not pay attention. Got all his Hydras killed in that choke. How do you like that? Dim Defender's advantage. Oh, the thought was excellent, though. We're going to ward off the army, keep it at bay with those Lurkers. Don't want to just get your army slaughtered in those. But a little bit lacking on the execution part. And Xiphias going to continue his expansion. Hopefully Z does not see it, and the creep is spreading on the front door. It's more of a wide creep spread instead of like being towards the opponent's base. So it's really just trying to encompass whatever his side of the map is. And we do have more Swarm Guardians popping, and still no Ultras. Looks like he's going to be relying on these more balled up units with Lurker and Hydra. Just, I don't know if that's that's not really what he wants to do right now. I mean, I do appreciate the Lurkers. Those are awesome. Those are great. But this many Hydra this late in the game, they do have... Oh god. Oh god. Where's... Oh, he's finally getting the 100 HP Hydralisks. Oh god, that could have broken the game like 30 seconds ago. Oh, Danko. The armor up, the health upgrade for the Hydras, it's 20 HP versus Storm. That's okay. I did that so much as Terran, I would always forget Combat Shield ever existed because I was so used to playing without ever thinking about it. And the research unlocks at Armory Tech, so by the time Armory is popping, I'm not even thinking about Bio. And oh, he's gonna take down this base. Having a nice little ramp, actually going to be, such a big favor. And, a bunch of damage on that from just that single storm. He hasn't taken down the base yet, and the Bane's getting sectioned off and killed in mass feedback. But do we have any energy? We still have storms left, so we can actually drop some more defensive storms and just run away. Or just kill this army, it looks like. Fungal Growth getting shot down, decreasing the DPS of this army. So finally some more support casters from Danko, and just getting everything evaporated. Here come the lurkers from the behind. Oh, he's gonna have to run away and catching that slow DT. But he did catch that base. That base is dead. Just Hydras, just lurkers and spines cleaning that up and actually entrapping that with spines. That was cute. So Xiphias is gonna have just dealing the aggression. Meanwhile, expanding relatively safe. Danko just not being aggressive enough, I feel, and it's really this really storm vulnerable army that's getting him destroyed. The lurkers are great, but oh, the lurkers are out of position, and Bling Stalkers. Oh, and just more defensive storms on this ramp. Oh, just such cost inefficient traits from Zerg. I mean, I know you're Zerg, but ooh, painful. Maybe Danko's might have been just a little bit too cocky, thinking he just had the game in the bag when denying this fourth base for so long. But Xiphias is making a huge comeback here. Danko was just leaps and bounds ahead, and now he's getting his entire army mauled over and over again. I mean, it was pretty dangerous there for a while. Any mistake from Xiphias' micro, and he was out for the count. And we don't have any HT over here. Sorry, I can't abbreviate on a cast. High Templar over here. Yeah, there we go. Retreats to the cannons. Needs to switch his S and his H key so he holds position. So do I. I need to do that. Such an easy thing to do. And oh, I like this. Just a round of DTs. And knows no Overseers in position, but oh, he sees it. He knows it's coming. Immediately warping in those Overseers. Just gonna start losing some Hydras, and yeah, the DTs smartly back off. Know when to quit. Deny that base. Knows the Zerg is running out of money. As long this base is really the point of contention here. Xiphias is sitting pretty happy. I would love to see 2 Dark Swarms here with Lings. It would be phenomenal. There's no High Templar here at this point. Last time there was a High Templar, and if there was just no High Templar, Zerg is just going to crack that right open, and Lings could also try to get through here too. But really focused on just keeping this Expo alive. I mean, does he even know about this base? Oh my god, he hasn't seen it! Oh no! Failing to scout that base is huge! What's he actually going to do? Okay, so here come the Lings. Those are going to run up the ramp and get shot. Or is he just going to go around? It looks like he's going to go around, try to expand. And that's not a full wall off! Oh my god! The cannon is going to go down immediately. Oh god. Oh no. Xiphias was so happy and secure. There's the Warpin. Okay, so the Warpin is great for that sort of thing. But, I mean, the Lings, just too much DPS. Celts are still way behind on upgrades. Xiphias could have been trading so much better versus the Hydras. I mean, those armor upgrades versus the Hydras make your Zealots so much more amazing. There's a Plague. Does absolutely nothing from what I can tell. Absolutely nothing from what I can tell. Dude, Plague in BW was godly. If you casted that on a group of Marine and Medics, you would kill them with just pure Ling. And it was amazing. I think the Medics just keep your entire army healed faster than the Plague deals damage than in Starbow. So the shields are going to be a little softened up. But, alright. Don't mind that. Trying to use things that people don't usually use. Infestors, definitely not the common choice in this matchup. Mainly you want those power casters, the Swarm Guardian, and cleaning up this space. Oh, that was huge. That one pylon made a world of difference. Gonna lose this base. And there's cannons that are actually gonna take down some Hydras. And while he's over there with his entire army, oh god, he's gonna get it. Hatch denied yet again. And what's the income at for both players? I mean, it's really down to the fact that Xiphias has been way more cost efficient with his army, so units lost tab. Let's take a look. Oh! Wow. Wow. That's not that bad. They're actually pretty dang even in the units lost tab. I'm extremely surprised about that, so... Wow. Nice. It was those upgrades. Just... He's been 3-3 the entire time, had all his upgrades, minus the plus HP upgrade, and the Lings, that fast adrenal glands minus, versus the literally zero army from Xiphias. Otherwise, Xiphias would have been trading amazingly better. But yeah, Danko managed to stay in that game with that huge upgrade lead, making this Hydra work. Quite impressive. I want to keep this base, guys. I want to keep it. And yeah, doing the smart thing, getting the long distance mining. And actually still progressing this creep. I love it. Not forgetting to keep creeping. Very important as a Zerg. And no expansions popping. I'm not sure why. What are you doing? You're getting scarabs. You're building scarabs. Those are auto-casted. What are you... Xiphias! Nexus! Nexus! Build the Nexus! Ah, so both players very keen on keeping whatever territory they have. Okay, there's the Nexus. Was he AFK? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Both players were very passive at that point in time. And we do have an observer spotting, sees a little bit of movement action. So, yeah, he should... Yeah, he's going to see it absolutely now. Getting the... Oh my god! Oh, there's the... Where's the damage upgrade? The damage upgrade is not researched for those Reavers. They're not going to one-shot Hydralisks. They're still great just because that's AoE versus this. Their Hydras are just so good at clumping. They're really good at being at high density, but oh, that's huge. And finally, the ultras pop. I'm really expecting to see Danko go for some sort of like dual pronged attack here. Instead, sending Lings to their deaths with no Dark Swarm in support. And also HTs. Ah. Oh god, no, he's just gonna go up one ramp. No, go from two angles. The storm going down on two batches of Hydras. And smartly pulling away before he starts losing too many of them. Pokes in a little bit. Doesn't kill that all that much while losing some units. And Zerg is mining? Oh god. There's no miners here. Is he afraid to transfer? How many workers do we have? Yeah, we do have 39, but where are they? I guess they're all over here. There they come. There they are. They were being transferred already. And Xiphias being in the open field versus the Zerg. He's going to have to be so careful, especially with those Reavers. They're so vulnerable. They're going to be great damage multipliers, but here's some storms. Good storm, another good storm. Blanketing the Hydras with the storms. And if the Hydras don't actually dodge, they actually all die from a single storm. Harkon's all about to die, nothing but the Zealots, the Stalkers, the Zealot Warpin, and the Reavers. The Reavers got targeted last, so they've been doing their damage their entire time. But they don't have that damage upgrade. And 54 Lings just popped. Lost his entire army. Time to rebacks with the Lings. Yeah. Oh, Xiphias barely holding on. He's has an actual lead and money count resources incoming right now. That's just because he was mining slower this entire time on that back base, so hadn't actually exhausted that. Meanwhile, Xiphias being greedy is, well, he's Zerg. Getting his side of the map mined out, wants to start killing Xiphias. And, oh, I love it. Xiphias knows how to play this matchup. He's got his cannons ready, his walls ready, his storm ready for any sort of counterattack or any sort of run-by. And the Zealots are going to take down the Spine Crawlers. And they are, well, they're 3-2 Zealots at this point. Ugh, oh god, we're 49 minutes in. And we're 3-2. Yeah. Oh, there's, okay, good warping right there. I don't know if that was intentional or not. You might have seen that Ling run by coming. But yeah, the Storm's going to ward that off the cannons. So, Danko's mainly, he's still making just Zerglings. He's got this little clump of 2 Lurkers and some Hydras, but he doesn't have the tech to deal with Xiphias' army right now. Pure Zealot? Storms? Reavers? That's actually going to crush Danko's army. And if he engages anywhere, Xiphias is perfectly fine sitting back right now and just making his army bigger. I mean, if he actually pushed out with this, he could kill an entire army of Zerglings, no problem. And gonna be killing the base that's absolutely doing nothing at this point. Might as well get some use out of that. And DTs, where are they going? And to the money line, and the Overseer just a little bit out of position. How many workers do we have? We actually have 28 workers on the field, so running low, but I mean, there's really only one base for Danko to be mining from. Gonna go straight to work on the hatchery, and that's 2 fully damage upgraded DTs, and oh, are they gonna move the Overseer over? No, kidding. He doesn't see the Overseer. No. Oh, moving in another Overseer, not knowing there's one right there. And oh my god, 51 HP. Clutch transfuse. There's like, oh god. I have this in the jar time. These little Zealot tokens are just so effective. And Static D doesn't really scale into the late game, especially for Zerg. They can't really Chrono Boost it. Zealots kind of just take them down so quickly. And we'll look in the production tab. Ultralisk's popping, and just one Ultra because he's just so low on money. And Xiphias, I mean, what's his cost efficiency at this point? Units lost resources, yeah, so, he's been getting an edge over that for the past engagements, and we have, I saw that, where's that? Is there a carrier? What was that building? Why was there, did he cancel it? No, there's not even, I'm seeing things. I don't actually know what I'm seeing. In the corner of my eye, I saw a carrier, I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that Fleet Beacon? There's Fleet Beacon. But the gas for that is going to be so stretched. Let me bump the speed up a little bit. Yeah, Xiphias, what a game. Getting some transfuse on that hatchery, make sure it just doesn't go down from like a breeze in the wind. And Xiphias going to do another little Zealot poking. Going to get these Zealots completely chewed up. Nom nom nom. 3/3 Lings with Adrenal Gland. Don't need. What Dark Swarm? What is that? I don't need that. We got Lings for Zealot. Alright, so we do. Here's the tech army, but the Danko, I guess he just doesn't know that he's actually losing in terms of resources, so he actually has to do damage. Okay, good run by, not run by, but, you know, picking off what he can, getting whatever tiny advantage he can. At this point, he needs it. Oh my god. This won't end well for Danko. Army supply. 136 to 106, and this is a toss army. Fully teched up, and we have a very low tech army out of Danko. 2 Ultras. Another one popping, and we've got, yeah, so it's going to be 4 Ultras, 1 Swarm Guardian, a bunch of Hydralisks, which, Storm and Cannons, yeah, and 2 Carriers. Oh my god, he actually won't two carriers could actually win this game with good micro, because the Hydralisks, you would have to engage perfectly with the Hydralisks, but they're not. The Lings, Zealots could target down these Hydras, and then that would be it. That would be game. Oh my god, that's actually a cute thing to do, is he's actually got these carriers, so any sort of big ground win for our Zerg player coming out, he's also going to have to wrestle control with Hydralisks or Scourge or something, and frankly, he's about to be gas broke too. He's actually going to be men broke before that happens, so he's going to be 83 men's with 1,000 gas eventually. Oh, it looks like it's going to be Xiphias' game at this point. Ooh. He's just biding his time, waiting for the big attack that's about to come. As soon as he is mined out, oh, that's such an uncomfortable feeling as the Zerg player. Your big time to engage as Zerg is when you hit your 200, so you can actually just remax with your army pretty quickly after dealing damage. And he just doesn't have the ability to do that right now. Xiphias is even on base with a Zerg. Ah, oh, that's extremely uncomfortable, Zerg. And even worse is, he's gonna have the 200 army. Xiphias is gonna have the 200 army. And Danko is going to be underpowered in this upcoming engagement. He's going to have the absolute most perfect engagement to win this game. And frankly, Xiphias can just chill. And he's actually, yeah, good decision. He's going to free up some supply. Hey, I can long distance mine over here. No, there's no mins. Okay. There's no mins on this map. What are you talking about? Or the Lings are going to eat. Yeah, the Lings are going to eat the probes. Om nom nom. One Archon coming out, being warped from this High Templar. And that's a lot of storms. Holy god. Oh no! No Observer! He can't engage yet! Okay, he's backing up. Don't want to do that. And as long as he's on this ramp, Danko doesn't actually want to engage. That's a lot of lost surface area. And he A-moved with his carrier on the cannon. Alright. No big deal. Interceptors do what they want, man. They are that awesome. The Doom drop from Danko! Oh, this is what he needed. Oh, God. Oh, gonna be picking away all the structures. Meanwhile, Xiphias has got his entire army in one tight, compact little ball. I mean, if the Lings come down here, that won't be too effective. But in the meantime, Xiphias is going to start to go to work on Danko's side of the map, and as long as he keeps his ball of death clumped, he's going to be absolutely fine. You know what would break this match right now if there was BW Plague, but I don't think that's possible at the current moment. Yeah. Danko cleaning up that base. It was about to mine out. I mean, this is still a tactically important piece of location to capture. But Danko kind of long distance mine it. He doesn't have the bank to actually prop up another hatchery. And here comes the... Oh god, that is such a high-tech force. I'm going to bump it up a little. Oh, I'm going to clean up all the drones. As to be expected. And 3 lurkers. Oh, he's going to want to have the lurkers engage. He doesn't want to lose them to these carriers. Yeah, the lurkers are just going to go on first. Okay, these 2 lurkers are good. There's the storms. And oh my god, the Corsairs, Interceptors, and the Zealots. Everything. Wrecking those. He's target firing nothing. Okay, he's target firing the Hydralisks. If that's target fire or just AI, I have no idea, but that's a better decision. And there comes the Archons. Ooh, Dark Swarm! Oh, clutch Dark Swarm. Keeping those Hydras alive, and that's what he needs to win this engagement. But there's no ground army left from Danko. Literally nothing. And there's a Storm on the Dark Swarm. Both his life and his Bane at the same time. GG from Danko. Well played, Xiphias. Well played, Danko. Amazing game. How long was that? Hour and 33 minutes. Oh, fun game. Oh, alright, that was a fun match. So, good job, Xiphias. Just that sneaky nexus here that just Danko failed to scout probably cost him the game. Just way too late of a run by, and then Danko was mining from that base that Xiphias had already exploited for quite a while. Well played. If you like the mod, it's called Starbow. It's extremely enjoyable. I just can't play StarCraft 2 ladder anymore because it's so fun. It's just go into the arcade tab and then hit the chat, type in the chat window, whatever, or the search for the game. Oh, it's both. You can search for the games if you want to play with your friends. Just search for Starbow and join the chat to actually find players. Depending on the time of day, there will be like nobody or like 7 people. So hope to see you play the game. I hope you enjoy the match. I'll see you guys next time.